Hello, dear children. Good morning. Today I am going to continue the explanation part of your 7th lesson, Equatorial Climate. Children, in your previous class, you have learned about climate, its distribution, right? And in today's class, you are going to learn from flora. Flora, flora. See. Equatorial forest comprises dense rainforest. So, this equatorial forest has a dense rainforest. These are evergreen forests which are marked by luxuriant growth of trees. So, this forest is totally occupied with evergreen trees. The trees are so dense that very little sunlight reaches the ground. As the trees are so dense, only a little bit of sunlight can available at the forest. It will only a bit of sun rays will be reaching the ground. They are known as rainforest because they thrive on heavily rainfall. So, these equatorial forests are called as rainforest because they depend mainly on heavy rainfall. Equatorial forests have a four-tier layer of vegetation. So, this is the four-tier layer of vegetation. So, this equatorial forest will have this four-tier layer of vegetation. The forest floor or the ground usually has decomposed leaves and fruits. So, this is the forest floor. This forest floor, and it is also called as ground floor, usually has decomposed leaves and fruits. The layer above it is known as the understory. This is the understory. The layer above the forest floor is the understory. So it comprises small trees, shrubs, creeps and vines. We can see here small trees and shrubs. So this consists of small trees, shrubs, creeps and vines. Above this understory, there is a layer like umbrella called canopy. This is the layer like umbrella. This is called canopy. It consists of tall trees. We can see here this canopy consists of tall trees. The tallest trees from the topmost layer known as the emergent layer. This is the emergent layer. So this layer receives lot of sunlight and rain. The forest appears evergreen because different types of trees shed their leaves in different seasons. Ebony, mahogany and rosewood are some of the tree species found in this forest. So because of the dense trees present in the forest, and these trees mainly depend on rainfall. So this equatorial forest is known as the dense rainforest. Okay. Next one is fauna. Equatorial forests have an exotic wildlife. Exotic, exotic wildlife. What is exotic wildlife? Means foreign. So equatorial forests have an exotic wildlife. The Amazon rainforest is the storehouse of the world's most amazing animal species like anaconda, glass frog, golden lion, tamarin, Amazon river dolphin and iguana. So this equatorial forest has an foreign wildlife, and this Amazon rainforest is the storehouse, means the permanent house for the world's most amazing animals like anaconda. We can see green anaconda, the largest snake in the world. Okay, anaconda, glass frog, golden lion, tamarin, Amazon river dolphin and iguana. The Congo basin and forest of Southeast Asia are known for primate species like gorilla. What is primate? Member of the most developed and intelligent group of mammals, including humans, monkeys and apes. So it also consists of primate. Species like gorilla, chimpanzee and orangutan. Many species of monkeys like the howler monkey, squirrel monkey and baboons also inhabit these jungles. So we can see many species of monkeys and primate species and amazing animals, right? World's most amazing animals in this forest. Birds like toucans, macaws, hummingbirds and parakeets reside in this type of vegetation. Now comes people. Equatorial forests are very thick and remain largely inaccessible. They mainly inhabited by native of tribals. So these equatorial forests are the native for tribals. These includes natives of the Amazon basin, Pijayns of the Congo basin, Jaravas of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Semengs of Malaysia, Kabus of Suman and Dayakas of Borneo. Many of these tribes lead a nomadic life. Okay, so we are having so many tribals here who which became the native place for the people of this equatorial region. So they also practice subsistence farming and shifting cultivation. In subsistence farming, farmers cultivate just about enough to sustain themselves and their families. In shifting cultivation, farmers burn and clear a patch of forest land. They cultivate the soil till it loses its fertility. Then they shift to another area and continue the same practice. So, whereas in subsistence farming, farmers used to cultivate a little bit of cultivation will be done in order to sustain themselves and their families. But in shifting cultivation, farmers used to burn and they clear the patch of forest land. They will select some land and they clear the patches. They cultivate the soil till it loses its fertility. The soil loses its fertility, they used to cultivate. So after the soil loses its fertility, they will shift to another area and continue the same practice. This is the shifting cultivation. These groups also carry out livestock rearing and fishing to supplement their diet. So they also used to do fishing, rearing and livestock in order to maintain the diet. Rivers draining these forests offer island navigation and fishing opportunities. So they have fishing opportunities, island navigations, rivers rivers draining these forest areas. Okay, minerals like natural gas and petroleum are mined in the Amazon forest. Copper and precious stones are mined in the Congo basin. So in Congo basin, the copper and precious stones mining will be done, and whereas minerals like natural gases and petroleums are mined in the Amazon forest. So this is all about your 7th chapter, the equatorial climate. So children, all of you go through this chapter. Okay, bye children, thank you.